Hey there, folks. Hey there, folks. Hey there, wonderful people. Welcome. Yes, welcome to my usual Friday Shout Out Live. Yes, sorry for its absence. I must first of all say for last Friday. I think something came up. I probably had some engagements or something. I don't remember clearly, and so all the day just came and went by so quick that by the time I realized it, it was too late, in my opinion, to do the live. Be that as it may, that is in the past. Yes, and the journey continues. Yep. Thank you wherever you are and whatever you're doing. In some jurisdictions, it may be nighttime, it may be already Saturday, morning time for you. Welcome, welcome, each and every one of you to this live. Today is May the 22nd, and it's the 143rd day of 2025. Yes, 143rd day. Hey, Sister Tonya, how are you? I thought you were supposed to call me back. Anyway, we'll talk later. So yes, it says it's the 143rd day of 2025 in the Gregorian calendar. 222 more days remain. Before I proceed, let me just give a bit of overview as to Shout Out Friday Live. So Shout Out Friday began a few Fridays back. It was a thought that I felt necessary at the time and still necessary today. I would just change it as we go along, yeah, to make it more inclusive. And so I decided to give thanks, show appreciation, show love to all my bloodline family and the people within my subscription, viewers and followers that I also call family. Yes, I hope to continue same once the Almighty permits me. So I just want to shed light here on the Gregorian calendar. Yep, and I did some research here on Google, and I just want to share with you. Um, for me, it's always a pleasure to share, educate, entertain, enlighten, yep, highlight as we go along. It's always a learning process. Hi, Mrs. Duncan, how are you? How are you? Thank you for joining this live. I hope everything is okay on your end here. It's another edition of my Friday Shout Out Live. So yeah, I was just shedding light on the fact that it's the 143rd day of 2025. We have 222 more days left in the Gregorian calendar. Now, as I say, I did some research on Google as to what the Gregorian calendar is or entails. So here goes. The Gregorian calendar is the most widely used calendar system today, primarily in the Western world. It was introduced by Pope Gregory the 13th in 1582. That time I wasn't even dreaming to born, as we say, as a modification and replacement for the older Julian calendar. It doesn't explain if Julian was a pope. Unless I do some research as far as Julian is concerned, then it's safe to assume that Julian was some prominent person, somewhere, somehow, sometime. Yeah? Yes. It was introduced as a modification and replacement for the older Julian calendar. And its main purpose was to align the calendar more closely with the seasons. Let me just dive into additional details. Its purpose: the Gregorian calendar aimed to address the slight discrepancy that had accumulated over time between the Julian calendar and the Earth's actual orbital year around the Sun. I'll repeat: the Gregorian calendar aimed to address the slight discrepancy that had accumulated over time between the Julian calendar and the Earth's actual orbital year around the Sun. Leap years. The Gregorian calendar refined the leap year. Let me just take it over. Sorry. The Gregorian calendar aimed, the Gregorian calendar refined the leap year rules compared to the Julian calendar. It still doesn't shed light on what exactly is or was the Julian calendar. Leap years occur every 4 years, except for years divisible by 100, unless they are also divisible by 400. So let me just take that over. The Gregorian calendar, and I'm reading on the leap years, refined the leap year rules compared to the Julian calendar. Leap years occur every 4 years, except for years divisible by 100, unless they are also divisible by 400. So it goes on. Accuracy. By adjusting leap year rules, the Gregorian calendar aims to make the average calendar year about 365.2425 days long, which is closer to the actual length of the tropical year, approximately 365.2422 days. Ain't that funny? Why do we have that point anyway? Well, we know um, the point is not regarded. There isn't much attention paid to the point, what have you. It's either 366, 365. Yeah? Historical context. The Gregorian calendar was introduced in 1582 and gradually gained acceptance throughout Europe, eventually becoming the standard for most of the world. While widely used, some countries, including Afghanistan, Ethiopia, Iran, Nepal, and Saudi Arabia, either use modified version of the Gregorian calendar or have their own traditional calendars. I bet you didn't know. I, for one, did not know. I always knew calendar, calendar, calendar. I never knew there was a Gregorian calendar and a Julian calendar. One is never too old to learn. I can tell you that. So the aim, apart from shouting out the family, quote unquote, is to educate, enlighten, and entertain. Yeah, folks, let me know what you think. Drop a comment, share, like, comment, and I hope ultimately you would subscribe. You will subscribe and aid me along this journey. This journey only started last year, September the 14th, 2024. And I have a very, very far way to go. It's a learning curve for me every day, every time I step onto this platform. I could recall initially my hesitancy, my apprehensiveness to come on, but you know, it has evolved. I am becoming more and more comfortable in front of the camera, speaking to you as though I'm speaking to myself. Yes? Let me know what you think. As I say, drop a comment because I use your comments as my yardstick to gauge where I'm at in attempting to provide you with quality content. So we'll move along. So just an additional bit of information. The Gregorian calendar is the calendar used in most parts of the world. It went into effect in October 1582 following the papal bull Inter Gravissimus issue. Folks, I'm getting tongue tied there. I'm no Latin specialist, yeah, but I guess it probably has a bit of that word indeed sounds Latin to me. Whatever it means, I hope it does mean something to you, and I hope that one of you could probably shed light on Gregorian and Julian. So we'll continue here. Let me say a special good afternoon, evening to my family here in the state of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique in the Caribbean, North America, Canada, the US, England, and the rest of the world, the entire rest of the world. Yeah, much love and appreciation to each and every one of you. I hope your day was a good one. Yeah, I know for a lot of you, your work week has ended. I know for some it's 4 o'clock. It depends on if you start 8. Normally, if you start 8, you finish 4. Some it's staggered 9 to 5, you know. But Fridays for me is always a day that I look forward to. Yeah, a day, to ease the mind, relax, enjoy, meet friends. Yep, basically have a good time, unwind after a hard day's work. Not that I am still in the workforce or within the workforce. I am now retired. I thank the Almighty for that, But my heart goes out to those of you still working hard, yes, to provide for yourself and your family and to make ends meet. Yep, I know it's not easy. Yep, and when I look back on my days as an employee within the company that I work for over 39 years, 3/4 of your life is spent giving of your time work wise. By the time you finish 8 to 4, you come home, midnight is on, another day begins. You know, it's not easy, and sometimes it's sad that you are not made comfortable, you're not recognized as a worker. You know, so the dissatisfaction, even sometimes from the home, spills out at times at work. You want to give 100%, but sometimes it's difficult. You know, again, I always say that there needs to be a balance. Yeah, there must be a balance as far as work and play. There ought to be a balance. Sorry about that, there, folks. I'm just looking for a bit of information here. Just bear with me. That's my mom passing in the back. They say hello, Yubi. Yes, yes. All right. Just 1 minute there, folks. I'm looking for some additional information there that I want to share with you. Um, so May month is finally coming to a close. We're headed into June. Um, it is it is the fourth Friday of the month. Yes, we have one more Friday. That's the 30th coming. Yep. So this month had 5 Fridays. This is the penultimate Friday. Yep. Before the month of May 2025 comes to an end, and June too soon takes charge. Yep. I know for a lot of us here in the state of Grenada, the buzz is about carnival. Carnival in the air. Spice Mass is in the air. Yes? Proprietary work, gun works, steel band, calypsonian, masked band, visitors, Grenadians alike are eagerly looking forward to, eagerly preparing, waiting for that day to revel, enjoy. Yeah? I hope that Spice Mass 2025 will be one with a difference. Yeah. Um, Again, I just can't help but emphasizing the fact that I'm not hearing much talk except at the launch of Carnival a few Fridays ago. I'm not hearing much talk in terms of promotion. I'm not hearing much talk in terms of providing training to put in an aspiring artist, whether it be calypsonian, whether it be soca artist, training for the people involved behind the scenes, wire bending, yes, preparing the costumes, yes, where are the stakeholders? I'm not hearing them, yes. And again, I always say, even if it means that you have to tap into people here that has knowledge about these things, or even our brothers and sisters in the sister in the neighboring islands, Barbados, Trinidad, St. Vincent, St. Lucia, Antigua, to come in here and do a week or a few days or a weekend. Yeah, that would be also good, because at the end of the day, the culture is bigger than you and I. Yes, and it has to go on. But oftentimes, the unfortunate thing is that when the people, the seasoned campaigners, the person with the knowledge and so is gone, then who is going to take over? We need succession planning. We need to prepare the young minds, the youths, to take charge. Folks, thank you for joining this live. Thank you for joining this live. This is a Shout Out Friday. Welcome to Shout Out Friday Live, wherever you are, in Africa, Europe, South America, the Caribbean, North America, Asia, the Pacific, wherever you are. Thank you for joining this live. Thank you for viewing. Yes, drop a line, at least make a comment. Yes, let me know what you think. Yeah, yeah, folks. So again, as I say, I'm not hearing much about you know, what is being done. Who wants to get a shout out today? Who wants to get a shout out today? Let me shout out the nurses. I think not too long ago there was a nurses' day, folks. Like it or not, nurses play an very, very integral and important role in our society. Yes, they are the caregivers, providers when we are sick, disabled, not feeling well at the various hospitals, Almighty. Let us recognize and give thanks, be courteous too. We may not always like how they deal with us, but they are part of the engine that moves and helps to keep Grenada, Caribbean, Pity Martinique, and I'm quite sure in other jurisdictions, fluid, moving. Yes, we have the nurses, we have the doctors, we have the orderlies, we have the nursing assistant. Yeah, and though sometimes they may feel as though their work is insignificant, let me let you know right here that your work is important and that I appreciate the work that you do. And I hope fellow Grenadians and persons across the world do likewise. Yeah, we have the carpenters, we have the masons, we have the accountants. We are all part of this ecosystem. Yes, what you do ultimately affects me. Yeah, and we need each other. Never lose sight of this fact. We all need each other, whether rich, poor, whether living in a mansion, whether living in a bungalow, educated, non educated. We are all here for a reason. So, again, my family, my community, my family, I intend to always engage and keep the engagement at a level that is high and show you how shout outs can help to foster connection. Yes, the whole aim of engaging and shouting out, it is hope. Hi, my dear, happy Friday to you. Welcome to my life. How are you? How are things on your end? Yes? And just ensuring that this year is done first before the real Friday takes over. In any case, though, so the whole aim is to make connection, yeah, foster greater relationship, yeah, encourage ideas, discussions, yes, on varying topics, whether it be in Grenada, Carriacou, Petit Martin, in the Caribbean, wherever you are, yes, we are all in this thing together, yeah, we are all put here for a reason. The challenges are different from place to place, yes, but the goal is the same: survival, yeah. And whether we speak Spanish, French, Dutch, whether we are red, white, black, blue, one thing remains constant. We all breathe the same air, and at the end of the day, we all must die. So it's always a good thing to show appreciation, show love. Yes, look out for each other. Yes, and it's usually hard. You know, everybody have their little um, hiccups, the little ups and downs. You know, and in many instances, these are the things that help to build us, make us stronger, have us fighting for more. Yes, whatever little we can do in our small space can help to make a difference. So yeah, this week, as I say, apart from the bloodline families and my followers and subscribers, I want to again show much love and appreciation for the work of the nurses in the various hospitals in our tri-island state of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martin. Big up to the nurses. And I have quite a number of good nurse friends. Yes, they know who they are. Yep. Much love and appreciation to you. On this year shout out Friday Live. Yep. Again, feel free to comment, share, like. And if this and anything that I'm doing or will do appeals to you, please subscribe. I urge you to subscribe. Yes, I need you to help me along this journey, this goal. Yes, and I know it will take baby steps. You know, I'm not looking for any miracle, but I will keep chugging on. I will keep chugging on. And I know one thing is sure: for you to get anything out, you must put in. Yeah. So I want to share with you a quote for today. And you know, I always like to share a quote or leave you with a quote for today. And sometimes it's not for today, it may be for the rest of your life, for the weekend, for the rest of the day, for the rest of the month. Yeah? Here goes. Every day may not be good, but there is something good in every day. I repeat, every day may not be good, but there is something good in every day. Ain't that powerful? Ain't that powerful? Believe you me, there's always something good in every day. And sometimes you may not see it or may not feel it. Yes, but there's always something good in every day. I can tell you one thing: when I get up on morning times and I'm wide awake, feeling energized, that in itself speaks volume. Yeah, the mere fact that you are still amongst the living on any given day is enough. And it's definitely something good. You know, as the older folks would say, put it in your pipe and smoke it. Folks, how is your friend your Friday? What is your Friday like? What do you do on Fridays? What do you look forward to on Friday? And by extension, the weekend. Because the way I see it is that Friday into the weekend should be a time to relax, a time for a bit of respite, a time for completing chores for some of you household, whether it's DIY, washing, cooking, baking, yeah, going to the beach, meeting friends, yes, and generally just preparing oneself for the challenges of the week to come. You may have to iron, take the kids or kid to swimming lessons, dancing lessons, yeah, ensure that their schoolwork is done, yeah, engage them, yeah. Never a dull day. It's never a dull day, yeah. But always ensure that separate and apart from work, there is that balance in terms of your time, your leisure time, happy time, enjoyment time. Yep, it is critical. And I know my friend Toya will certainly attest to that. My friend. uh, yes, folks. So, folks, any ideas? I invite ideas as to the group of people I probably should the person or persons in our community that I probably could recognize for the next Friday, the final Friday in May. This Friday was the nurses. Yeah, we have the farmers, we have the doctors, we have the lawyers. Any idea as to who we should pay homage to, who we should recognize? Yes? Drop a comment. I urge you to drop a comment. Yep. I think it's in. Hi sis, how you doing? I think I tried to call you, you know. I intend to, you know. I wanted to start today, but I'm going to do it tomorrow, there, my friend. So look out for tomorrow, God's willing. Yes, Sister Sharon. I believe I may have called you. I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure. How was your work day today? I trust that all was well. It was a really hectic one day for me. I left here this morning, just about 9 o'clock. Right, yes, I did call you. I left here about 9 o'clock. I had to take our uncle to do checks. I guess I would elaborate a bit when I called you one on one. And it took the better part of the day. Yeah, we had to go backward and forward, but at least we accomplished something today. Still some more to be accomplished next week, Tuesday, God's willing. Um, he finally made it here after so many years of us living here to see his sister. I brought him here. I had him come up the steps, and I took out a picture with himself and our mom. Yep, a first, and I guess hopefully not the last. That much I can tell you. Hey, sister Toya, how are the young ladies? How are they doing? Trust all is well. Recently, I had three bloodline relatives visiting from the US. Oh, long weekend. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Memorial Day weekend. Yes, 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 yes. It's your turn. I think last weekend was that of Canada. Yes. So I guess you're looking forward to that, yeah? Any work tomorrow in the field? Will you be working in the field tomorrow? So yes, folks, I was saying I had in my midst not too long um my uncle. Well, he left yesterday, went back to the States. He was preceded by his two daughters. One came down with him. She left a few days prior. And then the eldest preceded both of them. So three bloodline family members were here to visit, albeit, just for a few days. I'm always grateful to have them in my midst, to have some good times, take them around and just enjoy the company. Yes, because we know how it goes out there, when they're out there, it's work, work, and more work. Yep. So it is hoped that sometime in the latter part of the year, I would reciprocate by visiting them in North America with health and strength. I am looking forward to that time. I hope too that when I do, I will be able to do some significant um, gathering of content and probably do some lives, you know, wherever I go. Haven't been to the US in quite a while. I do. I think it's during the spread of during the pandemic, the COVID pandemic. You're talking about 4 to 5 years, 4 to 5 years about. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to hopefully I can also visit England, France, Canada. Yes. So let's see what happens. Yes, let's see what happens. I know my friend in a certain place will be only too happy to host me. Just saying. I would rather know to be there during the summer months. Ah, I don't intend to do that. I don't intend to do that at all. Ah, yeah, yeah, I hope to do that. I sincerely hope to do that, my friend. And once I'm there, I'm going to touch base with you. uh, what's the weather like there today? I heard it's been a bit nippy in New York there. It's the weather dropped, I think, last evening. And somewhere, I believe it's in preparation for the heat to follow, eh? In preparation for the heat to follow. Yeah, what's the weather like on your end, my friend? I am just looking here. Oh, it's cold. Wow. Does that mean there's snow on the ground, or it's just the coolness is in the air? So let me just share this here with you folks. Now, people generally look forward to Fridays because it signals the end of the work week and the beginning of the weekend, offering a break from routine and the chance to relax, spend time with loved ones, or pursue personal interests. The anticipation of a break can be a moral booster, and Friday is often seen as a day of good luck and happiness. I can identify with the latter statement. Friday is often seen as a day of good luck and happiness. Folks, tell me what you think. Is that a true statement? I do believe it's a true statement. Yeah. I mean, you look around, you know, here, not so much, well, probably the whole island. You would see people congregating, by the shops, by the bar. A barbecue is going on here, you know. Yes, BC get Ah. And I guess too, since we've made the change here to have by twice weekly, not twice weekly, twice monthly payments every 2 weeks, that in itself helps. Because make no mistake about it, eh? um, spending helps to generate the economy. Eh? Spending helps to generate economy, the turnover of goods and services. And I'm quite sure those of you, my friends, my friend in Canada, my sisters, brothers, and so can attest to that every day. And I have seen it myself every day in North America. Every day is a spending day. Here in our small island, well, times are changing. People oftentimes look forward to the Christmas, the Easter, you know, those are the times when and especially Christmas, you know, people spend the most, you know. And I believe that was the vision behind the present administration to push legislation allowing for the every 2 weeks payment instead of the long drawn out monthly payment. Yeah. And I think the banks, and I do believe persons would have adjusted. I have not heard, unless you are just a critical thinker, you just want to criticize for criticizing sake. I think for the most part, it has done us here well. Yeah. All we had to do is to do things differently. Yep. We know that if we know that every month we have a mortgage to pay, yes, um, one would ensure that every 2 weeks. Well, I would also think too that there would be a discussion, level-headed discussion between the stakeholders, the banks, and probably lenders, borrowers, people with mortgages, and so, you know, to allow for a part payment to be taken out from the salary, yes, every 2 weeks to facilitate that or to go towards the mortgage so that they would not be found wanting at the end of the month taking care of their responsibility mortgage wise. I do believe there was discussions, I know, from a governmental standpoint, and I'm quite sure um, between borrowers and lenders from the various financial institutions. Yep. Again, as I say, except for one or two persons that made, some negative comments, by and large, seem to have worked wonderfully. Thank you, my dear. Thank you, my dear. I do believe, yes. Yeah. And that's that again, as I said, bi-weekly payments, correct. Yes, yes. That was the vision, or is the vision of the present administration, to spur economic growth. Yes, because you need people to spend. Yes, you don't want goods and services, especially goods, to just remain on the shelves. That helps the economy. And there were talk, I think I read a while back about our economy growing. There was some place on the net, I came across something about the fastest growing economies in the Caribbean, and Grenada was in the top 10. And I stand corrected there. I stand corrected. I think Grenada was in the top 10, or is in the top 10. Yep. Um, and we know that we have a long way to go, much more to do. Yep. Because we have quite a lot here that can be done, things that we can be utilized. But let me say this too, the internet has really revolutionized the way we think, the way business can be done, the way people like you and I, small people like you and I, with ideas, can come up with solutions and build businesses that could generate income. Talk about AI. Well, that's another thing as well, there too. Yeah, so much things. There are so many things that can be done. Yep. Before I go, I just want to highlight to, and I hope within the next day or two to put up the images and speeches. Last week Saturday saw the launch here in Grenada and recognition of a powerful lady that produced a powerful black figure that represented black people, not just in America, but around the world. And I'm referring to the mother of Malcolm X, Louise Little. So there was a launch at La Digue, where she was born and grew up before migrating to Canada and then to the US. And the launch would entail setting up a library, a museum, and a monument recognizing that lady, and by extension, her son, Malcolm X. That much I would say at this point in time. Did you know that Malcolm X's mother was born right here in Grenada? So look forward to the images. Yeah, I will aim to edit and share the little that I have with you that I gathered last week Saturday. It was a really inspiring and moving launch. I don't want to say more to let the cat out of the bag, but there were some keynote speakers. Yep. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Ladig. And I don't know if you've ever heard about Ladig. Yes. Ladig and St. Andrews. Mary Little. The lands, her family lands were never sold. It was passed on from generation to generation to generation. Just imagine that. So look forward to that, folks. I urge you to look forward to that video that would be edited and posted up within the next day. Yep. So much content there to post, and I am guilty lately of just doing lives. I've kind of I have been castigated for focusing on a lot of life and moving away from that which I know. While I agree, I guess laziness on my part as well too. But in any case, though, I intend to get back seriously to my editing. Know that I have found a software that is comfortable for me. Yeah, it's a learning curve again. I mean, so much to learn. There are so many little things that you can do, to tweak this, to make this better day. So um, I have been. uh, yeah, so I just need to take time, I mean. Sometimes, I just keep going and I just keep going and I just keep going. And I found myself within the past month or two just feeling a bit tired, and I kept on going to bed. Some ungodly hours I will refer to. Normally I will go to bed half past 8, half past 9, and usually get up 4 or 3:30, prepare myself to go on the beach. And I have not even been on the beach within the past 2, 3 weeks. Just imagine that, but I aim to get back on track. Yep. I sincerely aim to get back on track. Yep. Um, Again, to look forward Sunday to my usual Throwback Sunday Live. Um, I intend to get back on my childhood stomping grounds. The past Sunday, I did a Throwback Live, um, Mount Carmel edition, Mount Carmel Waterfall edition. Yeah. So from time to time, I would sort of give it a slant, you know. But I aim to get back to how it all started with Health and Strength Sunday. So I urge you to look forward to Throwback Sunday Live. Folks, it's coming up to almost an hour. Um, my This life would have ended at the stroke of 60 minutes. Yes, I want to thank each and every one of you who are viewing, who are following, who are my subscribers, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Again, as I said, for some of you, it's already Saturday. It's morning time, evening time, night time. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for joining this live. Yes, I need you to help me along this journey. My dear, what will you be up to this weekend? Just staying indoors because it's cold? Relaxing somewhat? I heard sis is down here. She's here for 3 months. You know who I'm speaking about. And the bigger sister, the eldest one, is down here as well too. She's down for 2 months. Just heard it. How is your mom? How is your mom doing? Sister Sharon. So what is your plan for this weekend? Going out of town? Glenda and I supposed to be going to Prickly Bay, but I don't know. The fact that I was just up and down for the better part of the day, I even feel like driving again. So I may just stay indoors and maybe just go ahead and just fast track the videos, and so that I have in draft, and I have quite a number of them, get them out of the way. Oh, okay. That's in right in New Jersey, there, sir. I remember you. I think you said it's in New Jersey. But just so you know, okay, that is good. That is good. That is good. That is good. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. Oh, Manhattan. Okay. I spoke to Lydia earlier on. She told me Bernadette was up. Bernadette went up, and as soon as her thing was done, she came back down. It was just a matter of 1 week. I didn't realize that. I passed by your place there today, and as usual, it's always difficult to get on the phone, so I didn't bother. I didn't bother, but I'll call you one on one to discuss the issues there with our uncle. Probably call you in a bit, once you're there. Sister Toya, well, what can I say? Enjoy what's left of the evening and have a wonderful weekend. Folks, let me thank each and every one of you again. Thank you. Thank you for joining this, the penultimate Friday in the month of May. Shout out Friday Live. I hope this video was an inspiration to you. Yep. If it was, I urge you to like, share, and ultimately subscribe. But moreover, please comment. Thank you, each and every one of you, and good evening.